What's up, guys? GotDave here, and I wanted to talk about the difference between riding in the dirt or riding on the street. Because when I was growing up, everyone I knew had dirt bikes. All the kids rode dirt bikes. But if any one of my friends was to say, hey mom and dad, I want to buy like an R1 or a Gixxer and start riding on the street, their parents would have been like, oh hell no, it's way too dangerous, we don't want you riding on the street, but we'll let you have a dirt bike. All the parents that I grew up around was like dirt was okay and street was dangerous. So that's kind of what I grew up thinking, is that like you're really not going to get too hurt on the dirt, where on the street you're really going to get messed up. That's kind of like the impression that I got, just based off of how all the parents felt. And now that I've actually been riding on the street for a while, I don't know, I've changed my whole point of view on that, because I ride on the street all the time and I don't get hurt, where it seems like every time I ride in the dirt, I'll go down. Every time I ride in the dirt, I fall at least once. You know, I'll wash out in a turn, or, you know, like, there's always something that happens every single time that I ride in the dirt. Where on the street, it's just different, man. There's not as much of a traction issue, and that's usually the reasons why I'm falling. And I know a lot of like old guys at the rock store who are like 70 or 80, and like they ride every single weekend. You know, like there's no way that any of those guys could hop on a dirt bike and go ride a track, or like go to the desert and ride around. There's no way. They'd end up falling and getting hurt, and that would be it. They'd never ride again. But they can ride on the street every single day, and they can ride up to the rock store every single weekend and have coffee and breakfast with their buddies, and everything's cool. And it's just, it's not as hard on your body riding on the street. But what's funny is I was telling my neighbor, my next door neighbor, about, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a video about riding, you know, dirt versus street. And we were discussing it, and one of the things that he said, and I actually told him, I'm like, I'm gonna use this in my video, man, is what he said. He goes, you know, the main difference is the consequences are much higher on the street. And when he said that, I was like, wow, that's why I wanted to use that line in this video, is that riding on the dirt or riding on the street are both dangerous in their own ways. They've got their differences to them. But in general, that sums it up. It's just, if something happens on the street, the consequences are much higher. But as far as doing it on a daily basis, that's what sold me on riding on the street, is because all my life growing up with dirt bikes, it's always like you gotta like put your dirt bike in the back of a pickup truck or on a trailer. You gotta drive out somewhere in order to ride your bike. Where street bikes, I could just pull out of my driveway and that was it, I was riding. And I could go for a little ride after work, you know, on a day that I wouldn't have time to actually like hitch up my trailer and drive out to the desert and ride for an hour and then load my dirt bike back on the trailer and then ride back home. You don't have time to do that after work on a weekday, but you have time to hop on your street bike and go cruise around for an hour. So that's what really sold me on the whole street bike thing, is, you know, why I really got into it so heavy, is just because I could do it all the time. Yeah, but that's it as far as my feelings of dirt versus street. So you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.